Greetings, beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining in today's Movement Medicine Morsel. And today we're going to be playing with joint freeing exercises. If you're familiar with yoga, you might have heard the term Pawan Muktasan. It means the freeing of the energy, liberating the energy to flow through all the rivers, meridians in the body. And these are very effective when they're done gently, with awareness, and with an inner smile. So I have a feeling that today some of you may be watching from your beds. You may be just very, very quietly lying down. These practices can be done that way. They can be done seated. They can be done standing. I'm going to be demonstrating most of them seated, and feel free to follow along in whichever mode feels absolutely sublimely comfortable to me, to you, not to me, to you. And also, having said that, if you are lying down or in any of the other positions and you feel uncomfortable, remember that simply being still, breathing, smiling, and visualizing doing the movement is remarkably effective. So let's begin by getting comfortable. I'm going to move back a little bit because I'm on my stool. If you're lying down, please get very, very cozy and use as many pillows as you wish to be really happy. And if you're standing, get yourself comfortable as well. We're going to begin, since this is short, we're going to be layering a couple of parts of the body at the same time. So let's start with our fingers and toes. Just drawing the fingers in. I'm lifting my hands up, but you don't have to. And I'm curling my toes. You can't see that, but trust me. And then releasing. So let's inhale and gently curl in, and exhale and gently release. Your hands could be resting on your thighs or alongside your body. And as I said earlier, you might not even be moving. You may just be visualizing absolutely beautiful free movement. Let's, if it's possible, make those movements a little bit bigger, curling the hands and the feet all the way and releasing. And all the way is a relative term. Curling in, releasing, curling in, releasing. And now relax and smile. Grow tall and long through your spine. If you're lying down, wiggle a little bit. If you're sitting or standing, visualize that the top of your spine is going one way and the bottom of your spine going the other. And let's do some wrist and ankle circles. So slowly circling. If you're seated, just lift your heels up a little bit. I think you can see that now. Lifting the heels up, and the wrists and the ankles are circling. If you're lying down or standing, it might look a little bit different. You can be circling. Be creative. You can interpret these movements any way that feels good to you. And let's circle the other way. Keep breathing and keep smiling and make these movements really, really, really delicious. Delicious, because delicious is a medicine. Bringing joy into the body is very, very powerful. And if any other part of your body wants to come along with it, please allow that. That's bonus. All right, let's bring that to a gentle finish. And we'll begin to shrug the shoulders. So lifting them up ever so gently and letting them relax down. That's nice on an exhalation. Lifting up and releasing down with a sigh. And now circling, inhaling towards the ears, then back, down on the exhale, and forwards. So if you're lying down, up, and back into the bed, and exhale down and forward towards the ceiling a little bit. Now let's all try to make this movement as tiny as possible, and slowly. The slower we go, the more we can feel. Excellent. So that lightness, that gentleness of movement is so important. Now let's move into the spine. Some of you may have watched yesterday when we highlighted the spine, so we'll do a little shorter version. And in fact, we're going to start with the pelvis. So hands can be resting on the pelvis or hands on the belly, and just rock the pelvis back and rock it forward. We're making this a very small movement. If you're in your bed, you're pressing your waistline a little bit into your bed, and then you're releasing it a little bit away. If you're standing, you may find this the most fun with your knees a little bit bent. Let's add more of the waistline. So we're taking a little bit more of the spine in. And exhale, waistline moves back. And inhale, waistline moves forward. Now let's take it into the rib cage. So exhale, the rib cage goes back. You might like to bring the shoulders forward on this. And as the rib cage inhales forward, the shoulders go back. And today, play with making this movement smaller. I make the movements a little bit bigger because I want you to see what's happening, but I'm going to draw them in a little bit and make them subtler. So there's no discomfort whatsoever, very gentle. And now let's bring the neck into it, whatever amount feels good to you. Lowering the chin a tiny bit, lifting the chin a tiny bit. And maybe the eyes look down a little bit and they look up when the chin comes up. Or maybe you're just moving the eyes ever so gently. And let's bring this to a close and just see how that feels. We still have a little bit more to do, but just see how things are going for you at the moment. I'm going to invite you to come to standing if you wish to. I'm going to demonstrate the last few bits standing, but I think you understand by now how to translate them for lying down, for simply visualizing with freedom, or whatever position you want to be using. So let's inhale and reach the hands up, whatever amount works for you. If you're lying down, maybe they just float up a little bit. If you're standing, you can bend your knees on the exhale. Inhale, you're just floating, whatever amount is good for you. Some of you may be happy floating up a little higher, but none of that's important. What's important is you're getting freedom for you. Maybe you're just bending your knees and straightening them a little bit. Now, of course, if anybody feels really comfortable going up a little higher, please do so, but if there's any discomfort, don't go as high. We often think that bigger is better, but I'll tell you that after 50 years of doing this, I don't believe that anymore. I'm more interested in freedom and longevity. And now bringing this to a gentle close, we're going to circle our hips. So this works lying down, it works sitting, and it works standing. And make it subtle. Make it like sweet nectar. Remember the saying that sometimes the highest truths come on dove's feet. And if you're lying down, be creative. Visualize. Maybe your body is still, but your spirit is moving inside. Your inner smile is illuminating your body and all your cells. And gently bring this to a close. And we're going to finish by elongating ourselves, whatever position we're in, whether we're standing, sitting, or lying down. Imagine that there's extra length through your body, that there's an energy that elongates you out through the crown of the head and the roof of the mouth. There's also an energy that elongates you down through the legs and into the earth. And there's a beautiful spilling relaxation in the shoulders. Let's rest the hands first at the heart and cultivate and deepen that inner smile. Beam self-love into every part of yourself. And then finish by grounding and bringing that love down to rest in the belly, to bring the energy down into this creative center. And see if you can smile into your belly and feel the breath expanding you here. And as the breath releases out of you, let your belly relax. Very subtle practice today. Looking for the satisfaction of what we're able to do with freedom, with ease, with joy. And knowing that this plants seeds that yield beautiful fruit. Thank you, beautiful people, for joining in today. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to drop them into the chat box. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Nadia Linda. Many blessings to everyone who's participating. Your presence is precious. Many blessings to you, and we'll see you next time on Movement Medicine Morsels. And I hope you feel a little looser, freer, and quieter than when you started. See you next time.